Hello everyone, welcome back again. In the last tutorial, we learned about committing the files. Today we learn about sending our changes as well as getting new changes from the remote server. So we have our local system, laptop or desktop where we are writing our code. Similarly, you have some remote server, be it github.com or bitbucket.com. So the process of sending our changes from our local machine to the remote machine is called push. Similarly, the process of taking all the changes, all the new changes which might have been done by other developers to our local system is called pull. There are actually a few ways. There is a command called Git Pull, then there is command called Git Fetch to get the changes, or let's say if you want to make a copy of the code which is present on the remote server, then we clone the repo. So we learn about these commands in detail in this tutorial. So before even pushing the code, we need to create a blank repo on the remote server. We'll do that. So this is my GitHub account and I'll go and create a repository here. We'll be pushing whatever changes we have or whatever commits we had done in our last tutorial. Let me create a new website and it's an optional. I'll write my website and I'll make it public. So and I'll do the create repository. So here now I have created one blank repository on a GitHub server. Here the link which is important is this URL. This is the URL which we will use to link our local repo to the remote server. The command for that is, let me copy this up. We can also read few of the commands which I've given here, like to create a new repository on the command line. So this is basically on our local server if we create a new repository and we want to add this origin and push the changes. But since we have already created our repository, we will be following these commands. So I'll go to my terminal. Let us go to our code base, doing git status. So nothing to commit. Now we need to add our remote. So git remote add origin and we'll copy that link. If you type git remote again, it will give me what remote I have added here. So this keyword origin, this is actually the name of the repository on the remote server which we are adding. So because whenever we are pushing, we need to specify to which repository we are pushing, and remembering this whole URL is a little bit messier because we won't be able to remember it. That's why this acts as a kind of an alias. So we can also add another remote, let's say git remote add, and I can name it if the repo exists on my bitbucket server, bitbucket, and I can give the URL for that as well. So from my local system, I can push changes to two different remote servers and I can add n number of remotes as here. Now since I have added my remote, let me push my changes. Git push -u origin and master. So this is the syntax for that: git push -u, then origin is basically the alias to this, and then master. Here we need to give username as well as password, so that person is pushing the changes only to the authorized repo or to the repo which are created by him only. So the username is admin and I'll type on the password. I forgot. It's saying counting objects and doing something, yeah. And if you see here, it's branches in this and remote resolving, and the everything says it has created a new branch on the remote server and the changes are pushed. So I'll go here and I'll just reload my page. Yeah, so now we can see whatever files which we have added there, all the files are coming here. And if you see, we have created 5 commits. We can see here whatever commits we had added. Then there are some other things which we'll be discussing as we'll go further in the tutorial. Now, as we had done commits from our local system, similarly we can do commit directly here in the github.com as well. So if I go to my website, I can, let's say, open this home.html and I can simply open it, edit this file. just commit the changes. So what is the message which we wanted to type? So added some additional text, commit changes. So we have committed the changes, and commit the last commit message shows here. So we have written some added some text which is coming here now. So this is about push. Now let's try adding another remote so that we can push the changes there as well. So let me go to the home and create another website folder. New repository. Test repo. Testing push. And just create the repo. So we got this URL. Simply coming back here, then git remote add, and we'll write it test repo. This. So here you can see we have added two remotes. One is origin, which is our existing one. Another is test repo, which we have created right now. We'll push the changes to this as well to verify if it works. Clearing this up, git push -u test repo master. Username, password, yeah, it's done now. We'll reload, and you see all the changes are coming here now. Going back to our original website here, we have added an additional commit which is for the home.html. Now this commit is done on the remote server which is directly on github.com, but this commit is not present in our local system. So this is where git pull or git fetch will come handy. So if I come to my website, I'll do git pull origin master. This will pull whatever changes have been done on the remote server and apply it on my local code. So the syntax is git pull, then we have to specify the remote, which is like origin, or it could be test repo like we have created too, and then branch name. Now let's add another commit, which is let's say we update our index.html, and here we'll simply I'll open up my code base now, and we'll see if the changes are here. The change which we had done was going to index.html, yeah, and we had added one title tag with Linus Academy, and it's present here. Similarly, there is also a command called git fetch, which also does the same task. The difference between git fetch and git pull is something like a difference between downloading and applying the changes. So git fetch downloads all our changes which are present in our remote website, but it does not apply it. As in, if you will do git fetch, you will be downloading the changes, but the changes won't be seen here unless you do another command which is git merge to apply the changes. However, git pull will actually download the changes and it will directly apply it. We have already seen how git pull works. Now let's try to see how git fetch works. So for that I'll go here and let's add few more commits. Add one h3 tag, /h3 and commit. Then changes are still not here. So let's try to fetch that commit. Git fetch origin, and it fetched me the changes. You see here where the h3 tag which we have applied, there is not coming here. Now we need to apply those changes, or we need to basically merge our code. Git merge origin / master. And now see, our changes are here. So this is the difference between git fetch and git pull. So fetch is generally a safer method, because you can be sure that the code written in the local won't be overridden in case there are some changes or somebody has modified the file which is present on the remote server. So this is about git push, git pull, and git fetch. Next we'll see how to copy a repository which is present on remote server but not on our local system. So the command for that is git clone. So this is the website which we are working on, and I'll delete it up, and it is deleted. So if you see, everything is deleted now. So we need to clone the content which is present on the remote server but not in our local system. So if you go in the GitHub, here it is saying a command for clone or download. So we'll copy this URL, and then in our terminal we'll simply type git clone and this file name. So it's saying cloning into website. Yeah, it's done now. See, the website folder is here, and if we go here, this is a git repository. Now if I do git log, you can see that I added h3 tag in html index.html, which was our last commit. So this is about git clone. Here, just as a clarification, the difference between clone, fetch, and pull is, clone is when you don't have the code base or repository in your local system. So you are basically copying the entire repository. Then comes the pull and fetch. When you already have the code, then pull is basically when you copy the changes, and pull directly applies in your system. But fetch is when it only downloads the changes but it does not apply it. So after you fetch it, you have to apply those changes using the merge command. I think this will be enough for the today's tutorial. I hope you have understood all the 4 commands. And in the next tutorial we learn about branching concepts. Till now we are only working on the master branch, where we are doing all the push, pull, or whatever to the master branch. But from the next tutorial we learn branching, which is an awesome concept. So I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please make sure to like this and subscribe to my channel, and till then, take care. Bye bye.